Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings, everyone. Incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome in. All right. If you are watching the playback of this is a live broadcast. Therefore, there's going to be a little bit of silence in the beginning and some dead space, I guess you would say in the beginning, because I have to share it out. I have to let the algorithm do its thing. See, my phone's just going off. So I'm just now getting the notification that I am live on my own phone. So we want to give everyone an opportunity to get on because with live sessions that I do, they're not necessarily like classes. These are like help sessions, answering questions. So if there's no one's on the live, then you guys for your playback don't have a lot of great and useful information. So you just have to bear with me for just a moment while we get it all shared out. Yeah, and if you're watching live right now because you have gotten notification, this is going to be our Friday live, basically like Q&A session, just help session or just your thoughts on certain things. I have a few things that I want to reiterate again because I've gotten a few questions over the past couple of days in regards to 3 different topics. So we will, kind of mix those in depending on how many questions that you guys ask and where I kind of fit them in at. But it's like 3 of the same kind of topics kept coming up over the past week. So we're going to do, I'm going to talk about that again and reiterate that in this live broadcast. But of course, we are here to help you. So feel free to, start posting your questions, your inquiries, and things of that nature, your feedback. If you got a review or, just some feedback, a testimony about something that you have experienced in any way that I, as a professor or our company and our products have helped you this week, this month, feel free to drop that in the comment section, in the chat section. And also, if you are watching the playback, you can still interact with us. Let us know your thoughts in real time. You can still post questions. I do try to, when I see the notification, I try to go back in and answer any questions, or I can put that on the next one. Okay. So, drop your questions. One moment. So that was a question. I mean, that was a call I didn't using to answer. Let's see here. And let me put my phone on do not disturb. Had to get a new look. Let me show y'all. On the viewer, you're gonna be able to see it because it won't turn on. Oh, wait, maybe it will turn on. Hold on. Ooh, let's see. Can I get it to turn on? I don't know if you can see it or not without it being on. But got a new phone because this one, it cracked straight across the middle. So yeah, had to get a new phone. All right, let me put this one on do not disturb, which I've not done on this one before. So where are you located? Right there, do not disturb. Okay. Incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. That's my city girl, period. All right, let me go ahead and get this all shared out. Those numbers are looking a little dismal right now. So let's make sure that on Facebook that we are on the right. Wait, why am I not showing up on Facebook? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, no, I'm on the right one. But for some reason, I am not showing. My live video is not showing. Like to me, myself, I don't even see that I'm live on my page. There is no live broadcast over on Facebook. What in the heck is going on here? Yeah, I don't have the little bubble that says that I am live. What is going on here? And it says that I'm live. It has a check mark by it. But I am not broadcasting over on Bookface right now. Very, very interesting. Okay. Right. It's showing up there, but I don't see it. Like if somebody was to go to my page right now, I'm not seeing it. Someone did like the video, So it popped up for me, but I can't, like, it's not showing like it's a video on my page, which is crazy. Did Facebook change how they do this? Okay, so I can see hello, 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 incredible greetings, but I don't, for some reason, I don't. Okay, now I'm starting to see your comments and things here. Okay, and now it's just now on there because I can now see my first comment where I let you guys know to say hello and to drop your city and states. All right, so actually, hold on. Let's see. I wonder if that will come up. Hmm. Alrighty. So that's kind of interesting how it's showing up right now. Yeah, for some reason, like I guess like you had to get a notification. Like if somebody, this is way different. If somebody was to go to my page right now, it's not show at least. Okay, let me see if it's showing on my phone. On my computer, it's not showing. Like if somebody was just to come to my page, it's like you have to get the notification and click on it the way that it's showing now. Like I guess it's in my videos, but not on my page, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so it shows live on my phone. It's just not showing live on the computer. Okay. Hey, as long, but I can't share it though. That's the part that kind of sucks. I normally share it from the computer and I can't right now. So I just have to go to the live broadcast here on my phone and do it from here. All right, but that's okay. I'll still get it done. Incredible morning, incredible morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're watching over on YouTube, can you put in the chat which platform you're watching from, either Silaholics Anonymous or Honestly Speaking? You may have to click out of the live chat in order to see it, but make sure when you click out of the live chat, you also give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you are, well, I guess if you got notification, you're subscribed already. So but be on the safe side, make sure you subscribe, give the video a like, and then in the chat, just let me know which platform you're watching from because on my side, it just shows the play button. I don't know which channel you're on. Hey, 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 incredible greetings. Thank you for joining from Miami, Florida. So you're on Honestly Speaking. Okay. You're on both. That's all. And if I was on TikTok, I know that you would be there too. Okay. All right, let me try and get this all shared out, guys. So I'm gonna multitask. I need to get this room in order. So I will be talking with you, but I'm also going to straighten up a bit in here because I can't move around. Okay. Drop your all right. Got it all set up. Let's select all. Copy out. All right, let's get this all shared out. Don't forget to follow the instructions on the screen. Okay. All right, only 2 people answered. Can you guys please let me know which YouTube channel you are watching from? Okay, Donald says he got his YouTube, he got his Facebook, but he's watching over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Incredible greetings, Danny, watching on YouTube Honestly Speaking's channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I don't know which one really pushes the information. So, all right. So let me go ahead get this introduction going so that I can start moving and grooving, answering some questions, and yeah. All right. So you will see at Facebook, I only can broadcast now from one because StreamYard lost their Ever Loving Mind with their pricing. So I just went down to like the lower plan. You can only stream to 3 places instead of before where I could stream to like, I think it was like 6, 8, somewhere in there or whatever. So now I can't do like both Facebooks and both YouTubes like I used to. So it's just on one. So when this comes to Facebook, I kind of know where you're watching from. Okay, so Sherry's on Honestly Speaking. Donald's on Honestly Speaking. Yeah, she says she's got a notification, but she's actually watched from both, but she's watching YouTube, but you're on the Honestly Speaking YouTube. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for tapping in from Facebook. And yes, thank you guys so very much for tapping in. So I see your questions. I'm going to get to that. Let me just do my introduction. Hello, everybody. If you don't know who I am Shakia, the professor. Our company is HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products where we make, we don't make, we sell amazing sublimation ink that will allow you to create beautiful projects like this. Like our tumbler here, which I'm going to tilt it from the light so you can really see the colors. Because when it's like this, it kind of gets washed out. My shirt. Okay. We also sell pigment ink that will allow you to do things like trip bags, stickers, buttons, labels, posters, flyers, all sorts of things. So definitely check out our site, shop.hsink365.com. We have amazing classes and resources to help you with your creative endeavors, teaching you how to put designs. Ooh, this needs to go in the kitchen. What was in here? How to create designs and setups like this and like this and like this. When I made these breast cancer bookmarks. We also had a shirt that I'm sorry, not a shirt, a rag that went with this. This isn't how it originally was. This was one that we did where we added HTV to some sublimation. So all the other colors are sublimation, and then the gloves, it's sublimation underneath because the pink here and the pink here is the highlights are sublimation, but we put vinyl over top of that. So we just took this, separated the file, separated the gloves, and cut that from HTV. So it was the perfect size. Sublimated first and then put this on top. So you can do mixed media. Okay. So we do that. So we have classes to teach you a wide variety of things. That is 365 Creative Academy. You can enroll in classes from both the shop site and directly from 365 Creative Academy. We make files like design files and templates and things of that nature. We have a template vault that has a lot of different templates that I personally have used. Now, if there is something that you would like to create based around and it's not there, you do have to let us know. We've had people send us like a blank or two so that we can create the template, and we've added those to the vault as well. So although I may not do everything that you do, what the heck is going on? All these notifications. I may not do everything that you do, but I am able to help and assist, right? But I have to know exactly what it is that you need so that I can create templates or design files for it, because we all kind of, do things differently. Everyone doesn't do every single craft out there like on the regular, okay? So now that I've gotten that out of the way, like I said, this broadcast is for me to help you. Like I said, I do have a few topics that people have asked about over this past week. Like, it's come up more than once, and I will go over those. I do see a comment. I didn't really fully read through it. I know that has something to do with the session that we had in Creative Lounge about segmenting your albums on your business Facebook page. So I'm going to address that, and then I have some other ones. But this is an open forum, guys. If you've never taken one of my classes, you haven't been able to participate in any of our pro calls, you're not in the Creative Lounge, this is your opportunity to pick the brain of the person that you follow. Obviously, you follow me for, a reason. If you're new here, you know what? I haven't been doing that lately. If you are new here and this is your first time catching us like at all, we just happen to pop up, especially more so happens on YouTube than it does like on Facebook. But if this is your first time catching, seeing my face at all, hearing my voice, let us know in the chat. But if you've been following for a while and you've been watching our like our other videos and things of that nature, but this is your first time on live with us, so we'll do numbers. We'll put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time ever, and a 2 if this is just your first time on a live with us. We want to welcome you to the room. All right, but I'm gonna stop rambling right now, trying to wait for those numbers to get up a little bit, if I'm being totally honest. And we're just gonna get started, but feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Questions, inquiries, if you want a second opinion, verification, it's open forum for me to help you where you need the help at. Okay. All right. So let's see. I did see. Okay. When I create my albums on my business page, does it make a difference if I add descriptions to each picture? No. I did that yesterday for one album, but if it's not helpful, then I won't, but I don't want to be wasting time doing it. I can't, okay. I'm not going to say that it makes a difference. Sometimes people don't really see that part. It just depends on how someone navigates. It doesn't hurt to give it a description. You don't have to do it right away. You can always go back and do that. And for every picture, you don't necessarily have to give like a full on caption for every picture. That's the whole point. Like, you have that album, and if it's 4 t-shirts, that this you're going to go through, you're going to see all of the t-shirts there. Now it can be beneficial for you to at some point maybe add information, whether it's a comment underneath it. It doesn't have to be like a caption for that, but put a comment with that particular picture. Maybe you want to put something like available sizes, or like what the material is, what the cost range is, what the turnaround time is. So you can utilize your album and your pictures to communicate those things to your customers, where once, at a glance, they kind of get an idea of what it's going to like, what you have to offer, what the process will be like. So it never hurts to be as detailed as possible. But if you're just trying to, at this point, get everything set up, then just go through, put your albums in. And when you have some free time, you might be like, when I have to go to the doctor for myself with the kids, you're in a waiting room or just anywhere where you're waiting, like maybe make that your wait task where you're going to go in and you're just going to add a comment. And also adding comments helps push it more. So you really should try to put a comment either on the main post or go in, put them on there. If you don't know, when you put a comment on a picture that's in an album, right? Or even if it was on a full post and you have these pictures, if someone goes in, like let's say there's like 5 pictures, but someone goes in and they put a comment on that particular picture, that's going to push that up in your news feed, like just that picture. And then there'll be an option for them to see the full post or see the full album. So again, as much activity as you can put on your social media, it's all algorithm boosting. The last thing that I will say on that with adding your pictures, do not, all right, I repeat, do not try to put everything, like, so let's say right now you're about to go through the pictures in your phone. You're going to create one post. Yeah, you're going to put the album and you're just going to try and go through and put all those pictures. Then you're only creating one post. You're not creating a lot of activity. So break those up into different posts with putting them into the album, okay? She says, yes, please join the classes and come on in the room of the Creative Lounge. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Thank you so much for letting me know where you're watching, which platform you're on. Thank you for joining from Cali. I promise y'all, it's definitely worth the investment. Check out her groups to see my testimony about my progress since being in the Creative Lounge. Yes. I mean, she ended up having 2 wins. She came to a session and let us know about a win of selling 3 of her books simply by posting a picture of her with the book and a caption that let people know that, hey, this is about to go bye-bye, so get it while you can. And she sold 3 books. And then she came back after what may have been kind of a tough session yesterday. I was really in straight up, almost kind of like mentor type mode. And that mentor that's like, look, all right, you got the skills, but now we got to focus. Like I had to really, really go into coach mentor mode yesterday in our session. And then she came back and, she didn't, lick her wounds. It's like, well, maybe that's what they say, lick your wounds, whatever, however it is. Anywho, she did what she had to. She made a post and she got 2 sales on 2 tumblers. So that's amazing. Give it up for her wins. Woohoo! I'm new, just subscribed to you on Monday. I know, she said, what you mean? Because I have other things I want to use 365 for. So for that one, it's just 1 and 2. So that one was not a new class. Okay. That's an old program that was there. So it's not a new class. You're getting all playbacks. It's new to maybe some of you guys and you probably weren't around then, or maybe you couldn't join it then. If you're in the Creative Lounge, which you are, remember it's only it comes out to $56.30. So that code will be valid for as long as you are in the Creative Lounge. So if you're in the Creative Lounge, you have that one. For everyone else, for the 75%, I have not, because it just might kind of go into an angle with all of our Ink Friday. I'm not going to really call it Black Friday. I'm going to call it Ink Friday deals because they'll happen before Black Friday. So our Ink Friday deals, it'll probably, be until then and kind of weave in and meet up with them. I'm separating my albums by birthday, graduation, healthcare. Okay, I have my epoxy tumblers in one album, my Sublimation tumblers in a separate album. You should also have an album that has both, any type of tumbler, and then indicate what they are. So you should have both. Well, you should have the two categories are great, but if someone just wants to see, or just kind of put everything like maybe in drinkware, so that someone who's just looking for drinkware, they can kind of go and see, because some people don't know. You have to remember that. Now, something like that, I will say it might be best for you to put a description, because some people don't understand the differences between an epoxy tumbler and a sublimation tumbler, and why the prices would be different on one versus the other. So something like that, I would recommend putting a description and the benefits of it, and comparison, if you want to do it kind of that way. And you can just kind of have a drinkware, because that will be more so about them just seeing the possibilities and the designs, and to just get ideas versus one over the other. If you happen to have something that is kind of similar in epoxy versus sublimation, like one of your epoxy tumblers, try to recreate that. Even if it's glitter, try to recreate that in glitter digital papers, right? And then they'll see the difference in a digital printed glitter versus a true glitter that's epoxy. So it's a good idea to try and have at least one or two options where they can see both, and they can see the benefit of one over the other. Yesterday's, I haven't put it up yet. Yesterday's pro call was chef's kiss. I hate when I miss classes. Thank God they're all recorded. This is information I need. You are very welcome. Incredible morning, Ayana. How art thou? She's like, she was in straight mama bear mode. Incredible morning. You are very welcome. All right. Again, feel free to drop your guys. Now, I can be the nice professor, or I can go, as she calls it, into mama mode, because I had to get on them. We get on these calls and it's not beneficial to you. Like, you're waiting for someone to ask a question, or for me to say something. That some of you guys have this idea of, all of your sessions, I learn something every single time. But is it something that you're really going to apply? Is it information that you need? You guys get on this. And if you're not going to be active and be engaged and at least like somebody's comment, respond to somebody else's, maybe say, oh, I had that question too, I was wondering about that, then you're really just kind of wasting time here. And you probably should be working on your own orders, working on your own website. You should probably be watching a video that's really about teaching you something. Some of you guys have classes and you say that you do not have time to watch those classes, but you have time to be on a live video where you are not engaging, you are not trying to get help. So you might as well spend that time watching, even just listening to it. You may not be able to do everything, but maybe just listening and hearing the steps will help you. But if you're not going to make the most out of this situation and this opportunity, there are probably things that you could be doing that's going to benefit you more, instead of sitting here, because I can be on here for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. We never know how long I'm going to be on here. And that's sometimes where if you're not going to be productive and you're not going to be interactive, engaging, and really seeking information, you could be spending that time elsewhere doing a task that's actually going to help you. Okay. I have a real serious question. I have been struggling with this for quite some time. Go ahead. Post it. My tumbler prints are not vibrant. What can be the cause? So prints themselves won't be vibrant. Sublimation prints will not be vibrant. Here is a print. Here is the result. So if you are referring to a print, it is not going to be vibrant. Now, if you are referring to once you press them, there can be a number of things that will affect the results. So I need to know, are you referring to the actual sublimated tumbler or just the print? She's saying it's frozen on her end. Let me know if I'm frozen for you guys, so then I can put a comment to tell her to like reset, or if you guys see her on your side, if you can comment under it to tell her to refresh. Okay, so we're talking about a fully sublimated tumbler. Okay, now my question to you, I'm going to have a couple questions, right? Some people will go and you'll ask these questions in groups. Don't get me wrong, groups can be very, very helpful, but groups also can be pointless, like sometimes, right? Because you'll ask a question and people will just throw out all of these like different things, and now you're even more confused because each one of these answers is something different, and no one bothered to really find out what is going on with you, like what's your process and things of that nature, because that changes, what the answer will be. Do you use an oven or are you using a press? And also, this is another thing too. Some of you guys say that it isn't vibrant, but it's not that it's not vibrant. It may not be the right colors that you're looking for, or let's say something on your screen appears to be like a neon green, a hot pink, but you're using a certain type of printer. That's not going to be hot pink. It's not going to look like it is on your computer where there's light helping the vibrancy of it. So I'll have some people, they'll say, oh, it's not vibrant. I'll have them post a picture and I'm like, that looks amazing. Like what is it that you're looking for? So sometimes I have to also figure out, what is your definition of vibrant? Is it really, really, really dull looking, like there's no shine to it whatsoever? Or is it just not the right color? I loved how, oh my God, I can't think of her name right now. I loved how she put it in a post. She just posted in our group and she was like, what did she say? She said, it looks like my picture has a lot of noise to it. I love how she said that, because it made sense to me, where it's like the lines and stuff weren't so sharp on her picture. And I was able to kind of pinpoint from that way. So is it that it just has noise on it? Is it the wrong color? Is it really dull? Like, are these the issues that you are having? Okay, so you press the color chart like this, right? And you're saying it has no shine. Where did you purchase your sublimation tumblers from? I'm sorry. Where did you purchase your sublimation tumblers from? No one else asks. Anybody else watching over on Facebook? Am I frozen on Facebook? Okay, I figured as much. I just wanted to make sure. So I need for you to go back into your order history, and you need to make sure that they were actually sublimation tumblers that you ordered. When you go and you just type in sublimation tumblers on Amazon, sometimes you're going to get what's called Amazon Choice. And even though you searched it, it may come up, it might say Amazon Choice. Those were not actually sublimation tumblers. You want to make sure that it says sublimation in the title. Check the description and make sure that it says sublimation. A lot of the times you can go into the reviews. They probably made a mistake in ordering it, but then of course they're going to come back and give a not so favorable review and say, I tried to use this for sublimation and they are horrible. These are not sublimation. I don't know why they were recommended. When I typed in sublimation, check the reviews. If it's not a shop that you know for sure sells sublimation, make sure that you are checking everything: the title, the description, and the reviews. Now, if it's a shop that you normally order from, they sell sublimation supplies, then you can go ahead on there and order. That's the downside of ordering from a place like Amazon sometimes. It's great if you know how to properly shop there. Not so great if you don't, because there's so many different things like mixed in. There are sites that sell both sublimation and like they're just like coated ones, like for epoxy and glitter and things of that nature. And people will get them mixed up, especially when it comes to the price. The non-sublimation ones tend to cost less than the sublimation ones, and people will go for the one that's less expensive, but then you're not getting a sublimation tumbler. So it can be a couple of factors. That's why, as a newbie, I highly recommend that you only shop from places that specialize in sublimation blanks and substrates. Places like Johnson's Plastics, not, I didn't say them first because I don't have a cold anymore. The Blank Spot, but Johnson's Plastics as well. Heat Transfer Warehouse has a lot of sublimation things, and there's a lot of people in groups that have like sublimation blanks companies. So try to stick with those. If you're a newbie, either really go through those descriptions, titles, and reviews, or try and stick with people that specialize in sublimation. I always check the reviews, and also some of their tumblers are hit and miss. The last batch I ordered has been my favorite. Oh no, we love long questions over here. We absolutely love them. Okay, so how does one juggle a 9 to 5 trying to create a business out of this and not just being in the craft world, especially when you don't have the support? This is a very serious issue for me. I know my skill level, and I should be way further than I am. Trying to stay afloat in my everyday real world to maintain a household, but yet trying to do what I really love doing. Okay. This may not be the answer that you want to hear. This is never the answer that people want to hear. Everyone likes to listen to the person that says, oh, you can do it all. It's just time management. Let's see, what are the things that people tell you? Like I hear, you just have to manage your time better. They'll tell you that, oh, if you need to free up time, become someone that sells digital products. But that's, like you said, what you really love doing. They'll tell you to sell digital products. People try and get you to become a coach as if this is the easy way to like make money, and it's not. These are things that, we have our creative lounge sessions. I know life is busy, but trying to make it to like at least one of those, and really being able to hear like the real where I can really go, and I can't spend too much time on it. But I will tell you this, okay? I'm gonna say it again. You're not gonna like the answer. There are businesses that people can do, and it's part-time, right? It truly is a side hustle for them because you have a 9 to 5 that takes up so much of your day. Being an entrepreneur at that point becomes something that is part-time. And you have to come into that mindset that it is part-time. You're not going to be able to reach those numbers of it being this 6-figure, 7-figure, like all of like these high goals when the majority of your day is spent on somebody else's time clock. And by no means am I telling you to leave your job. By no means for anyone am I going to ever say to leave your job, because you have a family. You have responsibilities. If you're not someone that is blessed and, might be in a situation to where somebody else is working in the household and they're able to take care of everything and give you a few months to truly dedicate to your business and make sure that you are setting it up for success and that you will not have to go back to corporate America, going back to a 9 to 5. If you don't have that, if you don't have savings where you can say, okay, I'm going to not work. I'm going to give myself a timeline of 3 months. It's best that if you decide to do that, you spent a few months before that putting things in place to where you're not spending the 3 months trying to figure things out. You are spending those 3 months being intentional, taking intentional steps, applying. Like now you can take action. All the stuff that you prepared for, you are properly preparing for it. You can now take this time. I've saved up. I know that my bills are still going to get paid. I'm going to put forth the effort to make this successful after this 3 months. If you can't, figure it out, then at this point, then we have to start trying to figure out how we get back into like some sort of like 9 to 5 and income generating thing to take care of your family. Crafting, which I'm going to use that word because you guys love that word, is not something that you can. Everyone's definition of success is different. So I'm going to say that. If your success is a certain number of how you'll feel successful in your business, if it's a certain number of orders, if it's a certain number of units, if it's a certain amount, this is something that you are doing physically. You're not a machine. There's only so much that you can do in the allotted time that you have left out of your day. I know you are a mom. You are a wife. You are someone, you are in a sorority. So you have obligations outside of your business. So your day is going to be very, very, very busy, right? So between you having to sleep, okay, and self-care, right? You having to be a wife, you having to be a mom, and then your if there's family obligations, church obligations, and then I know your sorority. If you're and then like you're with being a mom, it's like their extracurriculars, homework, just being present with them. How much time does that really leave you in a day, in a week? How much disposable time do you have? When you have a 9 to 5 and those regular work hours are taken up by something else, you are now looking for disposable time. How we talk about disposable income to be able to do the things that we like, it's going to be no different for this business that you guys want to start, that you want to build. You have to be realistic about your expectations. You have to be realistic about the goals that you can actually reach when you have all of this stuff going on. It's no a shot to like your creativity, your skill level. You can have all the skills in the world, but if you do not have the time to execute those skills, you don't have the time. You can't cheat time. You can't beat time. So you have to set realistic goals on how set those goals and figure out how you're going to reach them. What are you going to sacrifice? It is going, when people talk about sacrifice, they just kind of throw that out there, but they don't talk about the real sacrifice. I sacrifice a lot. I sacrifice in not being able to be the person to put my kids to bed and my 6-year-old crying because I can't give him a bath. It might seem simple, but in that 10 minutes or so for him to take a bath, like I'm either labeling, like I'm still in a class, like wrapping up a class, I'm labeling videos, I'm answering emails. 10 minutes makes a big difference in the mind of a 6-year-old. 15 minutes can make a big difference in me sitting in MJ's room and doing nothing more than watching TikTok videos, because that's one of the things that we like to kind of do together or whatever. Or him telling me about his day, him telling me about these crazy kids that are fighting. It's still me being a present parent in their lives. So there's times where I'm sacrificing that. I know that I am definitely not where I desire to be and where I could be, because I suffer from mommy guilt a lot. I prevent myself and I stop myself from doing a lot of things because mommy guilt eats me up. I've talked about this on a couple of occasions when I shut down. I used to shut down completely when the kids were out from school for winter break. And when the end of that kind of like that period came, MJ used to say every single year, "Oh, that was fun while it lasted. All right, mommy's back to work." That broke my heart, okay, to hear him say that. I have sacrificed time in my marriage, and it's like being able to go do different things with my husband, with my family. I'm not able to go out on outings. I had a whole, like, not say, and it was expressed on social media. I had a whole breakdown when my mom took Zion Imani to go see, it was like this whole big dinosaur park thing or whatever. I'm in here boohoo crying, fixing a printer. I had an order that I had to do, but I could not go there because I had to fix the printer. So I'm in here boohoo crying. This is like the first time like he's really going to be up, see the dinosaurs, all those different things. I'm boohoo crying. Luckily, the next day, I was able to do another task with him that he really wanted to do, and that was to go see monster trucks. Didn't even know that they were in town. He asked about it, and I think I made the post about, I can't do this. He wanted to see monster trucks. Guess what popped up in my feed? Monster trucks. I did not care. I shut everything down. I had work to do, but I made a choice. I chose to miss the dinosaur, but when the opportunity came for me to take him to see the monster, to go to Monster Jam, I shut everything down. I'm not going to sacrifice 2 days in a row because I felt horrible the first day. We went to see Monster Jam. He had the time of his life. It was great to just see his face light up and all these different things. You're going to end up sacrificing something. I was then, from me missing that one day, I was then 2 days behind in work, right? Because I still had the task to do for the other day. So it put me behind, but it was worth it, right? But I had to sacrifice. I've had to sacrifice sleep. There is no easy answer to this. You have to decide what you are willing to sacrifice, when you're willing to sacrifice it. Building this successful business is going to come at the sacrifice of time with your family and the things that you desire to do. There may be, going out and doing this and the third. There might be some sorority events that you're going to miss out on because you need to cater to your business, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself. I always tell you guys, you cannot save time and money. You got to choose one or the other. So if you want to build this business, right, and you have your 9 to 5, but you want it to grow, you are going to have to get some outside help. If you want to do them simultaneously, you have to get some outside help. That means there's less money coming into you directly from the business, the side hustle, whatever it is that you want to call it. There's going to be less revenue coming directly to your household because you are going to need to allocate those funds for help. I don't care if it's paying someone a few bucks to categorize and set up your albums, to go through. You're going to give them access. They're going to put them in folders to where then you can just focus on posting them. If you're going to go to Fiverr, even though you are great at designing for everyone else, you are a great, and this is now me not talking just to Ayana. This is to everyone. I'm hoping that all of you guys are taking something from this because does not just apply to her. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have this question. You have this concern, but you were not brave enough. As many times I come on here, you were never brave enough to go and be vulnerable and be honest and say, this is my struggle. So what I'm saying is not just for her. It is for everyone that has not been brave enough and honest enough to post that question, but you know that this is your issue. Okay? You know that this is your issue. You can be the greatest designer ever of t-shirts, of tumblers. What you are not is a designer of business cards. You are not a designer of flyers. You are not a designer of a website. That is not your job. Your business is not to where you are going to make money from making business cards, flyers, especially printing them out. I do not understand why y'all want, just because y'all are a crafter, you think you're saving a couple coins and you want to print out your business cards and cut them all up. If y'all don't get them folk that $35 for those 500 business cards that you barely gonna pass out anyway, get them people that $35. You waste $35 in these fast food restaurants. Where can you cut money at? If you go to Starbucks, you go to Dunkin' Donuts, you go to Wawa's a couple times a week, add that up. Give that up for a week or two. So take that money and go to Fiverr and let somebody do that for you because that's their job. Focus on your job and what it is that you do. For some people, managing a website, that ain't your job. That's not in your job description. They say you stay in your lane, mind your business. Mind, and I mean this in the most loving way. Mind your business. Not how people do it in the shady way, but mind your business. Make sure that you are doing what's needed for your business to succeed. And sometimes that's going to be delegating. It's not going to be on you doing it yourself. Delegate some of that shit out. Being an entrepreneur does not mean that you have to do every single task yourself. Being a crafter doesn't mean that you have to craft every single part of your business, that you have to design every single part of it. Give that task to somebody else, pay them that money. In business, it takes money to make money. It's the most cliche phrase ever, but it's the most factual. It takes money to make money. To free up your time, it is going to take you giving somebody else money to do a thing. That is how you're going to survive this and stay afloat. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful for everyone. Hey, hey, just say. She says, "Hey there from Arizona. This is the morning kick that I needed. See how your question has helped some folk? All y'all got to do is just post it." She says, "I needed all of that." I know, trust this. I mean, you can ask anyone in Creative Lounge. I'm always saying, I've said it even on my public platforms. You guys get into these groups that have hundreds of thousands of people in it, and they're posting things. And because you see a large number of people doing things, you take it as if everybody else is successful, they can do all these things, and something is wrong with you, right? It's like you are comparing yourself to all these people that are doing a bunch of different things. They probably have the same struggles. Stop trying to do so much. It's like you guys are looking at everybody else in the group as if they're one person and that's just this superhuman person. And they're all individuals. You cannot do it all. We literally just had this, and I was telling them, I'm like, I know Canva. There isn't a design program that if I wanted to, I could not figure out. But when I go in there and if it's too many workarounds and this, that, and the third, ain't nobody got time for that. Because there's other options out there. So, like for me, Affinity works for a lot of people who needed to have something they can figure out they made a one-time payment for. That don't work for me. I'm okay with giving Adobe their money every single month because I prefer the interface of Adobe products, Photoshop, Illustrator, and some of the others, right? I prefer the interface of Silhouette Studio. Does it have all of the elements and things like that within Canva? No. But can I access them? Yes. If y'all knew the amount of subscriptions that I had for different resources, I don't need Canva for resources. I have other places, but I'm also fortunate enough to where I can afford these resources in my business, right? They are write-offs. They are directly connected to how I conduct business. Therefore, they go on that list when it's time for me to file my taxes. This is where some of these profits from the business went to. I paid this company every single month or every single year. I paid them this amount. So I need those things from business. Even Canva. I can use Canva. I use it for certain things. I actually have some stuff that I'm about to whip up in Canva to help my kid. And like just some other things, my brochure, all these things will be created in Canva. I could do InDesign, but at the end of the day, I know that it can potentially be a class because everyone's not going to want to get into InDesign because they're not going to have the foundation. With InDesign is just learning certain things in there, but I understand the foundation of designing. But I was just telling them, I could make so much more money if I was to switch over and I was to teach Cricut. It ain't a whole lot to it. The craft projects are the craft projects. It doesn't matter which machine you are using. They're all a cut machine. Now, the program is totally different. The limitations are totally different. I could teach Cricut and probably make way more money because them Cricut folk, they looking for help and they willing to pay for help. Now, y'all ones that somewhere in between, and when I'm talking about Silhouette, and you think because you don't have a Silhouette machine or a Cameo portrait or whatever, you don't need what I'm teaching in regards to Silhouette Studio. See, y'all want to play around. I could, but I am dedicated. When I went and I built out and I wrote out, and that's the key word. I didn't just have it in my head. Oh, this is the plan. This is the business that I want to have. This is who I want to serve. It wasn't just in here. I am 43 years old. Okay. For some reason, I can remember that happened many, many years ago with clarity. But I forget where my keys and my purse are at every single goddamn day. Every day. Okay. I can't remember it all. I write it down. I make it clear. When I'm writing it and reading it back, sometimes that shit did not make sense. I need to now go and rewrite it. Not erase it, I rewrite it. But I am very clear on what my business is, who I want to serve, how I want to do it. Do you know how many advisors have told me that I go live too much? This is why they feel like they're going to be able to get all the answers from you on live. Well, she's going to be live or whatever. Okay. But this is how I choose to display what I am great at, what I am a subject matter expert at. I choose to do it via live videos. When they want that more in-depth help, LaShonda has been on, she's pretty, like a lot of times on every single live video. But there's just something about when you're in the room and I can really talk to you, can communicate back with me. She had 2 wins in 1 week just by being present in these sessions. When it comes to designing, the things that people are winning in, when it's really about like learning how to design, because they're in the room, I'm breaking it down. On here, y'all can't share your screens with me. I cannot hear your voice. I have to wait for you to type things out. It's a totally different experience. If you cannot afford to be in the room with me, I understand. Watching my videos will get you there, but being in the room with me will get you there faster. I could choose to do all of these things, but I know what my business is for. Even when it comes to the custom side, I'm able to do, I'm a very creative person, very crafty person. Now, for certain people who are near and dear to me, you know, I'll go, especially when I need to just get those creative juices when I don't have much going on. Yes. But do I advertise everything in the world? No. Right now. So one of the topics that was asked of me, these tables, right? Oh, wait. And I brought mine in here for this very discussion, but it was out here. So everyone's doing, when I say everyone, a lot of people are doing, and I don't know why it's like really, really, well, I do know why. It's football season. There are some who've been doing these all year round, but a lot of people are just like, you know, it's football season. They like to give them as Christmas gifts. They do kind of flare up a little bit around Christmas time. And it is the TV trays, right? Where they're painting them and doing all these things and adding something to it. So someone asked me, have you ever done like the epoxy ones? Hell no. I told y'all, I don't do epoxy. I don't like epoxy, okay? But have I done a tray in some way, some shape or form or fashion? Yes. Some of you guys saw when I made the kids Santa tray. It's just vinyl. It's going to be the same concept. You got to create a design. You're going to put the vinyl on there. So, and you know, learning to epoxy. If you've epoxied a tumbler, it's going to be the same rules. You know how your epoxy works. You know how it drips. You know what you have to do to protect your surfaces. So it's just on a bigger platform, and you have to have a bigger, you know, something on the floor to protect it because the epoxy is going to run off. But so many people are now asking me about trays and have I done them? Will I be doing a video on them? I'm like, well, technically I did. It's the same. Okay, I gave you the supplies, where you got it from, all these different things. I don't epoxy. Now, I have a Roland BN20. I can go create a print and cover this entire thing, and it's permanent vinyl. I will not have to. Then it's like spray painting. What area are you in? Do you have a space where you can spray paint? It's cold as hell in your area. Why are you trying to? Do you want to sit outside in the cold and spray paint these? So if you were going to do them, either you needed to do them ahead of time where you were going to like spend the money, spray paint them. In business, here's one of the things I'm learning about a lot of crafters. And I'm going to kind of sort of was that way myself, you know, before business. So as a side hustle, as a crafter, you do the things like purchase for an order. You don't do any preparation before the order. I see it all the time in groups, And you have to be paid first. I got to get X, Y, and Z. How they expect me to get the supplies, they don't pay me first. Got a warehouse full of this. I had to buy this paper. You know, there are times where I'm spending 5 figures, not, 5 figures in shipping and freight costs. No guarantee of selling it. I had to compete with the likes of the H-Ronts and the A-Subs and the this and the third because it's available via Prime on Amazon, and they don't provide you any help, any assistance. How many people per day come to me because I show up, I show on this app or these apps that I am a subject matter expert in the world of sublimation, troubleshooting, figuring things out. And people try to come to me because they don't purchase somebody else's paper, but they can't get any help. But I had to spend a whole lot of money to get this paper into the US, okay? With no guarantee of somebody buying it. But crafters, your mindset is, I need to get paid first. You're not buying things. So, and because you're trying to do team too much, you don't have the space for all of these things. You can't store them. Some of you guys will go, you're going to get into this, and guess what? The Walmart in your area had 2 tables because everybody's in the groups wanting to do these. You think Walmart knows to keep up with what crafters are doing and let's keep these in stock? You have crafters that are not. If Walmart ordered these, guess what? There is somewhere where you can buy them in bulk, but you're not trying to buy them in bulk. You want to learn them here and there, which is, again, that's no tea, no shade. If you are learning, learn. Don't go into it automatically think about how you're going to make money from it because you have not figured out where you're going to source the things from. How fast can you get them in? If it's going to be the thing that you market, are you willing to get them in bulk to have in place? Maybe start off where it's like, okay, these are the color combinations that we have. That way you are maximizing that spray paint. You're doing a bunch of them at one time. It is okay to say, these are the colors that we have. The problem with crafters is you feel like if you cannot service everybody, you're missing out on money instead of focusing on the people who want what you have. Oh, see, now y'all really got me in mama bear mode. Let me get up off y'all because y'all feel like I'm being mean and I'm yelling at y'all, you know. She says, I promise you, if you post your question, this is a safe space. Subscribe if you're not a follower. OMG, these groups can be horrible. I'm always thinking I can do everything. Reality is I can't. It's better to come to the reality than to just be there like blaming and like beating yourself up because you're focused on something that's just like it's just physically not attainable. You can only do so much. That's why it's important when you say you want to have a business. And this is why I despise craft business, because crafters, as a craft business, you think that you're supposed to include everything. And then I cannot stand when people say, oh, but Walmart does it. Look at all this stuff. Walmart's business is to sell retail, is to sell merchandise. Walmart ain't making no cereal. Walmart is not making no clothes. Walmart is not making jewelry. Walmart is not making medicine. Walmart is not making cosmetics. They're not making no soaps. They're not making no Christmas trees, no lawnmowers, no bikes, no toys, no TVs, no printers, no ink, no gaming system. Walmart is not making any of that stuff. Walmart's business is merchandising. They're going to have someone that's going to go talk to the people, whatever, put in how much they need to have, whatever. It's going to be distributed. And all they're going to do is have the cashiers of it. They're going to have the people of the stockers available to stock the shelves, to maintain it. They're going to have, they're paying, their business is to pay for security, to try and keep down theft. Their business is to have registers in place. Their job and their business is to have cashiers sometimes in place. That is what Walmart's business is. Walmart is not picking fruit. Walmart ain't picking and cleaning vegetables. Okay. Walmart ain't out here slaughtering chickens and cows and this and the third. They're not doing all of that. So I really wish crafters would stop comparing themselves to Walmart, Target, all of these general merchandise stores. They sell merchandise that is ready to sell. RTS, if you're online, ready to ship, there it's ready to sell if it's in a store. You are not Walmart. Your ish is not ready to sell. It is customized. You need to figure out what it is that you want to sell and sell those things. Okay? Because I lose something every day. She said heavy on the cold as hell. Okay. She said, I needed this. I will be in my office all weekend getting my life together. Okay, so I see one up here. All right. How do you go about saving your files on the cloud? I lost my computer during the hurricane. Now I'm starting over and would like to start over the right way. It depends on which cloud service you have, right? If you purchase some sort of device, I don't want to break mine. Woo! See, I can't be sacrificing stuff trying to show y'all some things. Okay, not sure if you can see it, but that's as good as it's gonna get. If you have a device like this, which is an external cloud drive, when you have it set up, it is going to be no different than saving to your C drive because it's going to be an option that is there. So when you're selecting where you're going to save it to, you're going to select that drive. Easy peasy. If you have something like a Google Drive, and you're going to have to pay for that monthly or annually. If you have something like Dropbox, again, something that you have to pay for the amount of space monthly or annually. You have to set it up and map it out to where, okay, it's showing up on there. Now, ones like Dropbox, it doesn't mirror it like on your, if you save it there, it's there. It's not on your computer at all. You have to be very careful with Google because it will put a copy of it on your computer and on the Google Drive, right? And it's almost like it's just sharing the information versus putting a new copy like on each one, but you'll see it on both. But it will take up your desktop space. So you have to be very careful with that, right? So when you're doing it that way, you can't really, like, you have to make sure that it's like you're not having it where it's kind of like mapped out or it's not syncing, like it has to be just there. Sometimes I just have to go to file, like add a new one, and then once I know it's there, I can delete it. It's like double work. Any type of internal cloud that you have, it's yours, it's a little bit easier and it's going to go there. But it also can, if your internet is slow, if you don't have the best internet connection, if you don't have it directly connected to it, saving will take a lot longer. Opening will take a lot longer. So there's a couple of that, like it's great to be able to have it and have a backup and not lose everything. But in the moment, in saving and actually utilizing your files, there can be a bit of delay versus saving it directly to your computer. You can get, I'm not sure which computer, if you've gotten a new computer, you're planning on getting one, get one with a large enough hard drive to where that becomes more of a backup rather than your primary source of saving things. I mean, that's what it really should be. External drive and things like that should be backups to the original so that in case anything happens to the original, you have it. I will say that because I'm creating so much more now, I'm not really backing up and I just kind of put it on the cloud storage, but it really should just be backup. But it's the same. Find it, click it, save it. There's no difference in saving it compared to how you save to your computer. Walmart does not. I don't know why people feel this way, that Walmart copies from craft ideas. A lot of craft ideas come from seeing what you see in store. I encourage my students, go look at what you see in store and see how you can incorporate that, because this is like they spent the money. They spent the money on research and marketing. Back in the day, they used to do like these like panels, like they would go and have some people try stuff, like these studies and things like that. And then they would sit in a room and they would give their feedback, whatever. The creator would be like in a, they would see it through like either a monitor or like a one-way mirror or one-way window. But this is stuff that major companies have been doing for a really long time. And then people, again, remember, Walmart does not create most of these things. Walmart is a merchandiser, right? They purchase merchandise. So it could be someone that was in your position. Crafters think that within their creative space, in their home, is the extent. They want to figure out how to make their business this global company from inside their craft space. Okay, you might be able to get a brick and mortar. And to you, that's the level of success. I have a brick and mortar. Then you're going to have some people, man, I want a warehouse, but you're still doing everything for your company through that warehouse. Then you got the ones that's going to be like the BB Judy's, like things like Kaleidoscope. And now you have your products in a bunch of different places. It's not that Walmart or Target or the craft stores, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, it's not that they're trying to take away from small businesses. Some of those things that are in the store are people who were once a small business. It's an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur does not mean that you have to start at the bottom. There are some people that have the resource, they have the backing, they have the capital. They're going to go and shoot for the moon. Okay, this is what they want. Okay, all right, I'm in these groups. And it's a lot of them, they don't have the money to go. They're complaining, like, you guys help them know what to do and to provide at a cheaper price, because y'all in these groups complaining about, oh, I want cheap I want something that's expensive. I want da-da-da-da. All these people that tried to start businesses selling blanks, but then y'all complain that they cost too much. So y'all rather go to the overseas vendors that have U.S. warehouses. You rather go to the Amazons. You're not even supporting the smaller businesses. You want to go to, well, it's not a small business on Amazon too, but Amazon, if they're doing FBA, they're able to like ship it out. But some of those places, some of those things that are in stores were created by entrepreneurs just like you, not by Walmart. Entrepreneurs, creatives, just like you. They were just able to produce it in bulk to have it placed into stores. I cannot say if that will be enough. For me, that would not be enough. I don't know how much creating you're doing, how much saving you are doing. You have some people who they don't need a lot of storage. They have one or two items that they are selling. They're not trying to create new designs every single day, every single week, every single month. They're not downloading a whole bunch of stuff. They have a set of files that they kind of work with and elements, and they are designing with that. They don't need a lot of storage. I do a lot of videos. I design all the time. I need storage. So that might be enough for you. I cannot, if that's what you can afford at this time, go with that. That is something that you can always upgrade, buy something bigger when you need it. But if right now, with what you were storing, if you are nowhere near that, then that's the perfect size for you. But if you know that when you were creating, you easily got up to that with like all the design and stuff that you create, and you're going to hit that like that, and that's going to be not useful for you in, let's say, 3-6 months, you may want to go bigger. But I can't tell you what size works best for you. I can only give you guidance on how to choose what's best for you. Yes, I'm always look at different items in stores, especially embroidery. I need to know how they stitch something, what material they use, examining all kinds of things in the store. Yep. I did that with, I utilized that model with explaining about sizing, because crafters stress over size. You have people that are, filtering and not filtering, circulating this thing that says, oh, for this size shirt, it should be here, it should be there, it should be this, it should be that. Like all of these sizes where it's really dependent. It depends on the design itself. And if you're doing bulk, they're not creating for each size. Crafters worry about that, which can be like, okay, depending on what it is that you're doing, the fact that you are able to make something the perfect size for any size shirt is what we called a unique selling point proposition, right? It's your USP. That should be the thing that you lead with. That should be the thing that makes what you do more valuable and why it costs more. And then you're going to have some people who don't give a rat's about that. I don't care about them, it's being this size for small, this size for medium, this size for large, extra large, 4X. If you're able to make a 5X shirt look the same way, like it doesn't look small on there, some people don't care. Look, I really don't care, because they go into the store. If you go into any store right now, especially if it's a fresh rack of clothes, look from extra small all the way to the biggest side. Get you a ruler, use your hand, do whatever. You are going to see that it is the exact same size. When they made that, they did not go and make a different print for each one when that batch was made. Now, if you go into a different section like big and tall, or, if it's really for women's sizes or plus sizes, and they're starting at 1X, they don't have this in these little skip to girl sizes, okay? Y'all can't get this. This is made specifically for the girls that got a little meat on their toes, okay? Made for the thickums. We start at 1X, okay? So if you're starting at 1X, your sizing is going to be bigger for that. So they may have taken, it might have been like them, maybe the same design, right? But this is the stuff that over in this section is 1X and above. So the design was made for 1X or above. Now from that 1X to that 5X, it's going to be probably the same size, but it's not going to be the same size as it was on that small. But that's things of business. Those are business decisions. Some of you guys aren't making business decisions. You're making craft decisions. And about to do another one, another Walmart trip. And that's why she's the only professor in the game, because she shows us that she does tons of research. All right, we're an hour and 18 minutes in. Last call, and I didn't clean up a damn thing. Y'all had some good questions. Thank you, Ayana. I didn't clean up anything. Now I still have to go and clean up. Great. So I'm going to turn my back on y'all. I'm going to let y'all post a few questions while I attempt to straighten up all of this stuff back here. Oh my gosh. So the bow shirts that's trending, is that embroidery on the outside with vinyl on the inside? Did they cut the shirt or cut and sew? They are cutting them shirts up. Okay. Now, let me see, do I have, I think one of them is kind of like one of the sweatshirts. You see, is Zani Monty's on? No, this isn't like that. I have a sweatshirt that is split on the side already. It came from Walmart. And it's already split. So one could measure that. Like if you were to do it with the ones that are already split, you would have to create those bows for specific brands, for specific sizes, so that it fits, because that break is not the same on all of the sweaters. So the I guess easier thing would be to just make a standard bow, put it there, and then they're cutting up where the edge of the bow is, and then either putting like depending on what material it is, they can put like the fray, like adhesive, whatever, liquid, whatever on it. I've seen some people pretty much just go over it with like a lighter. I've seen others where they will leave it a little bit away, and because they sew, they will basically stitch over it. So there's a lot of different ways. Depends on what resources you have, how finished you want that edge to look. Because like I said, there are some that are cutting it and like they know that they've made their template. So they took one, they sacrificed a shirt, they made that their prototype, they can put it there, they did the measurements. Now they have this template so where they can pre-cut it, sew it back down, or serge it, or do whatever to where it has a nice clean finish on it. All right. That to me, those people can sell it for a higher price point. If you're going to go through the step, even if you're taking a regular sweatshirt or shirt and you're cutting it, but you're then going back in and finishing the edges, but the bow is still there, you can charge more. Then you have some people that are doing it the DIY way, where it's just a cut edge and they're just going to put a little stop fray on it. And that's all they're going to do, but it's still a raw edge. That might come that might come loose in the wash. That stuff, you don't quite know if you've never used it before. You've never used the stop fray. You've never done this whole thing where you're cutting something and you don't know how it's going to be in the wash. You're just seeing people do it. You're going to put a price to it. Somebody else is going to go and put that in the wash. It's going to fall apart. Are they using a quality sweatshirt for this? Or are they using a cheap one? If you're using the cheap one, is it still going to basically fall apart when you cut it? Different materials don't lay flat when you cut it. Do you know the differences in materials to where some, when you cut it, they roll up immediately? Some you can cut it and it stays. How does it? So these are things where you should be testing fabric, cutting it up. Get you one that you are going to test on first. Utilizing, yes, you're cutting here, but the whole thing can be cut. So if you cut somewhere else, how does it work? If you're putting the vinyl down, does that keep that in place? Go take that, put it in the wash it a couple times before you sell it. But crafters don't want to do that. Crafters want to get to the money fast. They see someone doing it. I'm going to do it one time. Hey, y'all, guess what I'm selling now? I got the viral. I have the trending. Blah, da, 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 da. That's not a business. Unless your business is we sell whatever is trending. Don't come to us 6 months from now wanting this because that's not the trend now. We're not looking for sweatshirts to do that. We're not looking for shirts, because Walmart doesn't sell them, don't sell these sweatshirts in the springtime. Target don't sell these. I can't find any more in your size. So guess what? Because I'm not a business. I'm not looking for resources for business. Okay. I'm not looking for manufacturers. I'm not looking for places to buy this in bulk. I'm not looking for places where I'm going to buy this with my resale certificate because I don't even have one. I'm looking for whatever is trending. I want to make money right now with whatever is in the stores. Don't ask me about this 6 months from now. Holler at me next year when Walmart and them, they bring these types of sweaters back. Some people operate like that. And some people, they can sell these all year round because they're operating as a business and not a side hustle. A side hustle is not bad. Hear me clearly. Having a side hustle is not a bad thing. Stop making people feel like you're doing less than because you are operating a side hustle. You are operating a part-time job. That is okay. Everybody's not equipped to have a business. Everyone doesn't have business acumen to really run a business. If you want to do the trending, that's not business. You got you a side hustle. And that is fine. There's nothing negative. There's nothing wrong about saying, this is what I don't have time to invest in this as a full-on business and make sure that I'm doing everything to have a successful business and to make sure that it's a well-oiled machine, make sure that it's automated and I have systems in place. I got a side hustle. I do this part-time. It's okay to do it part-time. But if you're going to do it part-time, expect part-time profits, part-time revenue. Oh no, it's sustainable. There are some people, they will make money, but they don't mind. Like, they're not looking for client retention for a particular thing, right? There are some people who buy and they will be repeat customers because they buy on every trend. There are businesses, there are some where if that's what they want to do and they're just doing it all the time, they're just going to do trending. And they are okay with when it's sold out, it's sold out. They'll come back to me. And they're going to do that full time. It can be sustainable. It can be. It's their business is not then like their business is about trends. That's it. If there's no trend, then they have no business because they have nothing to stand on. They have a setup where they're waiting on a trend. So that was the only time where I guess it would be not sustainable if there is no current trend going on. She says, I refuse to do those. And I sew and do embroidery. I was thinking about the no-sew tape to make it look clean. That's the thing. That's a crafter mindset to make it look clean. But in a store, would they be doing that to make it look clean? Unless this shirt was meant to be a distressed shirt. There are shirts where they don't have a clean seam on it. It's meant to like roll up. So it can make it look clean, but doesn't mean that that's not going to come apart. I got a shirt, my peekaboo shirt. How many times I've washed it, that hem tape, that whatever, that heat bond, it's come apart in some places. Like, so I washing it so many times, it's not something that's permanent. Sewing, even that can, fray, but that's more durable than the tape. So it just depends. There is no topic, my love. It's open form. There's no specific topic. This is off topic, but I need to figure out how to get alerts for all your stuff. Thanks, LaShonda, for posting the event. You have to engage. If you're not engaging with me, if you're not coming and searching for, because you're watching over on YouTube, you're not coming to search for our content, if you're not liking it, if you're not putting comments on it, YouTube is going to assume that you are okay with casual notifications of this content. The more that you engage, the more likely you are to get notifications. And again, thank you, LaShonda, for posting it. She says, I have made it for myself, but I embroider, then cut the middle, right? So when you're cutting the middle, though, are you finishing the end? Or you're cutting it, then you take the chance of cutting your thread. And that may seem, okay, you know what? No, here's a better question. To some people, that seems very simple. Okay, I got it. I have an embroidery machine. I can do that. I can embroider. I can cut it. What was your trial and error period? Was it you did it one time, you figured it out? Is it because you've done something similar to this before? You understood the full concept of how you were supposed to cut that? Or was this your first time doing anything like this? Very, very, very first time. First time you've ever cut close to something that you have embroidered? Or have you done something like that in the past? Exactly. As a business, people have a different set of expectations compared to something that is trending. And that's true. It's a new trend every month. But can your pockets handle the new trends every single month? When a new trend comes, that means you have to have cash on hand, capital on hand, money on hand to buy as many of those things as possible so that you can then go and sell it. And then you may end up with some things that's not going to sell. Then that means you can do it for yourself. Crafting is doing stuff for yourself, your family, they want it, but it doesn't mean that you have to sell it. So I'm not telling you to not do it. Do I feel like you and because you are under my leadership, you are under my mentorship, should you be looking into that as an offering to add? Absolutely freaking not. And I'm going to say it on record. Absolutely not. But if you would like to try that as a creative outlet, everything that we do creatively and as a craft does not have to be turned into a business model, does not have to be something that we sell. Take the compliment. They're going to say, oh, that's cute. Do you sell them? No, I just made this one for myself. If they're adamant on you making it, put a high ass price tag on it, because you're not business. You should be buying low and selling high. If you're buying it retail and trying to sell it, you're going to always feel like I'm not making any money. Oh, I have to charge all of this. Oh, they don't want to pay for it. But that's because you're buying stuff at retail. Businesses do not buy things at retail to sell retail. They buy them either wholesale or direct from distributor or direct from manufacturer. Or they're producing it themselves, which is at a really low cost. They're not buying it retail. Crafters want to buy retail. I have done similar before. I ran a ladder on the edge to seal. So you went into it already with a mindset and experience in doing this. So you were confident in your method because this was not your first time ever doing something like this. Am I understanding that correctly? I have done the steps before, but on different items. I don't want to make it to sell because it would have to be a high price and it takes a lot of work. I never understood that either. So, man, y'all are giving me a lot of stuff like jumping into this, right? I want to do one for my grandbaby, and that's the perfect person to do it for. Perfect. They're going to absolutely love it. There's going to be no expectations of, longevity. And with grandbabies, they're going to grow out of it anyway. By so many washes, they're probably going to be out. They're going to outgrow it, and it can possibly go on to like someone else, or it's just disposed of. But this is something that bugs me so much about this creative community of crafters turned entrepreneurs. They'll say things like, it would have to be a high price. High price to who? Is it that you're meaning to your audience and you know how much they would purchase something for? Is it that you don't desire to seek out and put your products in front of and do what it needs to take for someone who does not see that as a high price? And it takes a lot of work. Now, there are things I'm getting a sense in a lot of groups where crafters feel like what they do as a crafter to make money should not require a lot of work. It shouldn't take a lot of work. I want something that's going to be easy, quick, like it's going to be quick for me to hair and turn this money over. I want to make it to where it's an appealing price for everyone, or whoever, whatever. I don't want people to tell me it's too high. Car dealerships, they make cars at different price points because people have people pockets deeper than others. Okay, some of them got some real deep pockets. They can afford it. They don't mind marketing to it, and they're going to say, this is what this cost is. If you cannot afford this, hey, that's a you problem, not a me problem. This is what the price is. But there's going to be someone that values the way that it's made. They're going to see the value in it. They're going to appreciate the customization to it. They're going to appreciate the work that went into it. They're going to appreciate the quality. They're going to appreciate all of these things, and they are going to be willing to pay for that. There are things that I have done that I will never post because you crafters would never understand. If somebody right now wanted let's just say political shirt, they wanted a shirt to wear out and about. They did not want a Gildan shirt. They wanted a Gucci shirt. They wanted they love Nike. That's all they wear. all their t-shirts have to be Nike, but Nike doesn't go and put boss girl, boss chick. Nike is not going to go and make this shirt that says Harris Walls or Trump Vance. I'm almost calling that man Pence, child. Trump Vance. You know, they're not going to do that. Somebody ain't going to do a shirt that says Jasmine Crockett for president in 2028, you know? Like, well, I can't say that because, you know, maybe 32. Yeah, 32, right? I'm willing to wear my Jasmine Crockett for president in 2032, okay? Because, you know, I'm not going to talk about that. But I might not like gilded shirts. I don't like the feel of that. Crafters think that Bella Canva is the bee's knees. That's the best brand to get as a crafter, is to get some Bella Canva. I don't want that either. I like how Nike makes their shirts. I don't know who Bella or Canva is. I like Nike. I don't like Nike because, you know, some people, they don't support Nike because they didn't like the fact that they still supported, what's my boy, from the 49ers, Lord, why am I forgetting this man's name? It's going to come to me at some point, but y'all know who I'm talking about. They rather Adidas. Some people don't like Adidas. They want higher end than that. You got high-end brands that make t-shirts. I want happy 40th birthday. See, crafters think that, oh, well, if someone's getting a shirt that says happy 40th birthday, happy retirement, whatever it is, my child is a senior, congratulations. Oh, see, y'all think that only people who ain't got no money, they just want it on any cheap shirt. But there's a group of people who don't mind. Like, but you got to know what the hell you're doing. If you don't really know what you're doing, you don't have confidence in what you are doing, don't you dare go mess with no expensive behind shirt. I put stuff on shirts that cost $40, $50, $60, $100. And they wanted their baby's name on the back of it. They got their kids, whatever generic cheap shirts I had, but they brought me their shirt because they wanted a specific shirt. I could go and have something where people go and they're like, okay, well, you know, I can't buy Nike. I can probably go buy Nike retail or wholesale. It's actually places. Y'all, I don't know this. There's places that sell Nike wholesale. Don't know if y'all know that or not. I can go and say, we provide all of our birthday shirts are on Nike shirts. They not going to be no $25 shirt. You're getting a Nike shirt. How much you go into Nike and buy a shirt for? So it ain't gonna be no different. I'm not taking Nike and putting it on a gilded shirt. This tag says Nike, I'm putting a design on it. I had to go buy, you know, the value of Nike shirt. So this ain't gonna be no $15, $20 shirt. So I can go and say, all I sell is not, all of our stuff is put on Nike and Adidas shirts. This is why they are priced at $45, $50, whoever, whatever, $100. Because of the material that you're putting it on. Why do crafters feel like they always have to find the cheapest route? I'm so confused by that. I'm confused by that. You didn't refuse 3 orders. They refused it. If they frowned at the price, that has nothing to do with you. You did not, you offered it to them. You were not refusing to. So unless it was, if they frowned up and then you were like, but some people, you know how many times I'm like, oh, hell to not, it costs this much and still hand over my card. Oh, that's happened plenty of times because it's what I wanted. Now, you probably could have missed out on a sale where just because they expressed, damn, that's high. And then you rescind it and act like, okay, well, you know, you treated me. Somebody acts like, if somebody told you something was too high, what am I supposed to say? Okay, they're too high, but you still finna, like, okay, you can't believe you about to pay this amount kind of high, or it's too high. No, thank you. If your answer is no, thank you, I didn't refuse to sell. You refuse to sell. Y'all gotta change your mindset. If you're going into this for business, business owners don't really care. And I'm telling you this from personal experience. Personal. Y'all want to hear one of my, would you like to hear one of my testimonies on my relationship with pricing? If it's okay for me to take, okay, we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. If it's okay for me to share my journey in this with you, let me know in the chat. If you want to hear, let me know in the chat. It doesn't always work. There's some people who are subscribed and they still don't get notifications. One, I go live too many times sometimes. Okay, so what's been your experience with the Canon TC20? So right now I am having the roll I can't use. At one point I was using it. Now for some reason I can only load my matte, and I don't know if it's because of something I did or not. I'm still trying to figure it out because you can only get the 3, and I tried to like rig it. So at the time it worked, and then when it ran out I had to change it, and now it's like doing this clicking sound, so I'm not sure or whatever. So I mean, I had a great experience. I don't know if it's just it in general because I tried to rig it because you couldn't find it. Now that I have found 2-inch core media, it's acting kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs unless it's my really, really light one. I'm still trying to figure out, is it the weight? But then when I tried to rewind it onto another cord, I was like, it's not tight enough. It's just a whole lot with the media. So it's trying to figure out what's the right size media, it's actually very difficult to fit in that space and what those gears can handle. But the regular sheet feed, I mean, it's been fine. It's not something I use every day. So Kaepernick, there we go. All right. I appreciate how you taught the breakdown in pricing. It changed my whole perspective on what is too much to charge. If you don't know what she is referring to, I have a class actually, which one did you take? So I have pricing for profit, right? And that one I really did break down like everything and how you should look at your pricing and what your goals are. And then we did pricing therapy 1 and 2, which it was just to help you with your unhealthy relationship that you have with your pricing. I had a very unhealthy relationship with how I priced. And I had to kind of get over that real quick if I wanted to be successful at what I deemed as success. Okay, so I see a couple. Go for it. Yes, 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 yes. Spill the tea. Please share. Yes. Speak, Professor. Speak, Lord. Speak to me. I offer a fair price that ensures a good profit for me. Take it or leave it. And whether or not something is fair is subjective. So if that is how you feel, that you feel like it is fair to you for the profit that you desire, then, hey. And when we have the mindset, again, let me be very clear. I am not telling you that your pricing is wrong. I'm not suggesting that you change it. I just want you to also think of this side of the coin. I am the queen of playing devil's advocate, right? And just showing you the other side. Take it or leave it also limits you. Because what you consider to be a fair price, you might be pricing to where those who are willing to spend more will never look your way. Because there's something about it for them where they want to feel like they spent money. But there are certain ways that you have to conduct your business. There are certain ways that you have to just do things and systems in place to attract that clientele. But there are some people who you will tell them the price and they'll be like, they may not, it's like their face, they'll say no, thank you. You might be thinking they're saying because it's too expensive. And they're like, they don't cost enough for me. It's too cheap. I don't do cheap. Okay. Cheap is whack, and kind of sort of in the words of Whitney. Okay. So you might be limiting yourself with that. I teach my students to have a good, better, best, because you're always going to give quality, right? But there's good, better, best, and it can open you up. And if you end up with more people who are willing to pay for your best, you will waste time trying to service the good. Starting out, it is good to have good, better, best. And if you're still here, and the majority of it is just here, you got the people that's willing to pay the good price, and not too many people paying that, then you have to, but you want people that's going to pay better or best, then you're going to have to change some things. But if you're doing things and you're getting people to pay the best, but you're still focusing on the good, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself. Okay. So here is where my dilemma was, right? When it came to classes, the frequency of classes, the cost of classes, I would say it because it still costs like with a membership and things like that. But the frequency of classes, the cost of them, and also the not say quality, but the content of classes, right? Of what's in a class, what's in a program. I kept limiting myself because in my mind, I had to make it accessible for every single creative that came across my platform. My business is teaching. I should be teaching a class every single freaking day. Every single day if my business is based around teaching. And I'm basically changing that and I'm getting there, right? I would say every day, but more often. But in my mind, it was, oh my God, they're going to be like, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Like, or it's taking up too much time. I don't have time to be in this class, this class, this class. I was worried about everybody else other than my business. I was pricing things based off of people's ability to pay for it, especially if I had this class, this class, this class. Oh man, well, if they do this one, then they might not be able to do this one. They might not do this one because people kept saying, oh, well, your loyal people, they buy classes. Oh, well, you want to make it priced where all of your loyal people, they're going to want to buy every class. I really don't care. You buying the one, I appreciate it. You might come back and buy another one. I'm not doing what I do for you to buy every single class if that does not fit into your budget. And I had to realize that to where I kind of tested it. I had 3 programs running at the same time. None of them were connected at all. You wanted to be in them, you had to pay for each one of them. I have subscriptions coming up, and some people would probably prefer to have one thing and then it's like it has all of this stuff in it. No, they're going to be separate. The same way, if you have your Hulu, your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, your Paramount Plus, your Disney Plus, your Dish, you pay for all those subscriptions, you can pay for mine. People, and I came to this because I'm like, I'm looking at how many subscriptions I pay for. I pay Vector Stock $49 a month. I pay Canva. Well, I pay Canva yearly. I pay Adobe. I forget how much I pay them now. I pay them every single month. Creative Fabrica is now annually. I got to pay QuickBooks every single month. Who else? I have to pay Thinkific every single month. On one page, on one Shopify, I have to pay Shopify every single month. On the other one, I have to pay them yearly. I'm paying people every single month, but I'm afraid to do it. And I had to change that. If you can afford it, come on in the room. If you can't, catch the replay. You just won't be able to be there live. But the information will still be valid whenever you can pay for it. You might happen to catch it on a sale, like right now. Our Bachelors of Science program that we taught via a subscription-based 2 years ago is now available for 75% off. The link is in the description of this video. The value of it, if at the lowest I would ever charge for a class, $23.65 for all of the sessions that are in there. And we're talking a session every single month, 4 sessions a month, every single week for 13 months, whatever. It would be a $1,200 value. But I've only priced it and packaged together at $563. It is currently on sale for 75% off. You're going to get a whole lot in there. The value is there. I understand everyone won't be able, now if they're in my creative lounge, they're already paying me what, $15.65 to $25.63 per month. They got a 90%. they get 60% off. So I don't mind, helping you out. You're in certain programs. So creative loungers, on every single class that they have not been able to take, they get 60% off. Even the what's what these called? The challenges from last year, which are $5.63. They'll get 60% off of that. They're paying pennies for those design challenges because they're a part of that membership. I can't give it to you for free. I'm not including all of it in there, but I can help you out. And I can give you a discount. The discount is valid. Ooh, today's the 1st. Got to change that code. The code is valid as long as you are a member. They get 90% off. So what some people will then pay, it's a $1,200 value, but it's only priced at $563. The coupon code makes it to where it's $140 for general public. My creative loungers paid $56.30. But I struggled with that. I limited the classes that I would teach because I'm like, it's not going to be to where one person could enroll in every single class. That limited me. My design challenges from last year, I have considered taking them up because the same way I say, some people are going to say it's too cheap. Nothing that I do, absolutely nothing that I do is not quality. I gave my all in a $5.63 class, trying to make it accessible for the people that said they wanted to learn these things, to learn tracing from me with the Mario. $5.63 that other people pay way more for. And it's still hard. It is, it is harder for me to sell and push my $5.63 design challenges than it is to push a $125 class, a $500 class, because people assume, oh, there's no way that's going to be a waste of my time. $5 for a class? Oh, I can't learn anything. I am this close to increasing the prices just to prove my point. So, I don't provide that information on these platforms. I've spent a lot of money. I got a bunch of stuff in there I could never use. I spent a lot of money. I do not provide that information on these platforms. You have to be in the proper room for that. At this point, right now, it's Creative Lounge. I actually price what some consider high, but I focus on quality, and I agree with you 100%. Awesome. In my opinion, don't price according to your pockets, price according to value. Well, my pockets be kind of deep sometimes. So if I did so it's not really according to value. So there's some truth to that, but it's also based off of the market that you're selling to. If you're new here, I've said this on countless times. When I had my event planning business, I did not have a desire to serve those who were looking for these grand parties and they had deep pockets. Could I? Yes. But people forget about, and they feel like they'll never make enough money servicing those who could not afford that. But as a child, you don't want your child to feel like they're always being invited to parties that are these really nice parties and stuff like that. And there are favors and balloons and all this stuff, but all you get is cake and ice cream with your siblings. Your auntie might bring your cousins over. So when I was doing events, I did what I call DIY by a professional. I kept it to where it's not going to cost too much. It was what I love to do anyway, and just creating, and it was affordable pricing. And I was just great with creating an experience and being able to make it look like that parent spent $1 million and they did not have to. So I priced based off of who I identified that I wanted to service. And then there's the value on that. Now, they have to understand, you can't get all of that. Like, I'm giving you what I'm willing to service you so that you can have this experience, but you're not going to come to me and expect me to give you the world for like that amount of money. No, this is what you can afford and this is what you can get. And I'm at least willing to service this community, like this demographic, because there's a lot of people that don't. People assume that, or they treat it like those who are beginning. A beginner should start with the low budget people, is what most people. So they're not always getting quality. They're not always getting experience because they have a smaller budget. I wanted to change that. And I've applied that even to my classes. My classes are filled with more hands-on, real-world experience, knowledge that I can back up, that I can prove, that I have tried and tested. But I choose not to make it. Oh, look at people. Oh, I got people that's doing cricket classes and they're selling their classes for $500, $300. All right, cool. There's people that brag that, hey, they made six figures. They made $1 million because of however they're pricing it. I don't have access to be able to do like maybe ads and certain things. I don't have this membership where I am including like everything like in one. I like knowing that people come back to me and I know that how I know that I'm providing value when I look at mine and I don't see someone that just joined one program that has all of these things in it. Enrollments, 25, 63, 75, 83. They knew that I taught well and I can help them to where their dashboard says they are enrolled in 83 classes, 75, 62, 25, 15, not just one or two. They keep coming back. That lets me know that I'm doing something correct. And for certain things, so certain things have value. My creative business program, there are some who teach creative business, who teach business, and they have high ticket programs, right? But they're also helping them reach high ticket amounts. They already have a business set up. They are equipped. They just needed a little bit of help, maybe with some systems to be able to reach high figure profits. I'm servicing people who are just getting started. How could they go and pay me $5,000, $10,000 and they're just getting started? So I know for me, the value of what I teach, I could package it up and teach those who are already kind of like, they're kind of there. Some of the things and methods I teach in business, and it could make them way more money and I can charge them more. But this is the demographic that I choose to service. I choose to give quality, 26 years of proven experience and success to those who are just starting out at a price that may fit the majority of their budgets. They're willing to figure out where to get the money from to take advantage of it, to get this information at this level, but it's this quality. So it's not just about the value. It's also knowing who you are servicing. But that's when you are really setting out a plan on paper. When you talked about 9 to 5s, I struggle daily because I want to work on my business, but of course I need to pay bills for now. The struggle certainly is real. It's a struggle because you're making it a struggle. Y'all are making it a struggle. It doesn't have to be. There can be a balance. You are wanting more from something that you cannot dedicate time, energy, and resources to. You're not being fair to yourself or this business because you cannot dedicate the time to make sure that it's successful. Some of you guys might just need to be investors in a creative business. Created, it's your name, it's your baby, but you're going to hire somebody else to run that to where there's still a level of success in that. It's your name. Your name is in the company. You will take part in the profits without doing all the work. But most crafters don't want to think on that level. They want to figure out how they can do all the work, make all the money, but you also take on all of the risk, all of the sacrifice, all of the struggles, all of the everything because you're trying to do it yourself. You guys are making it a struggle because you have unrealistic expectations of what it can be when you don't have the time to make it, to have it reach this expectation that you have. It's not a struggle. It's not a struggle. You set realistic financial goals, base it off of a bill you need to pay, a trip you want to take, money that you want in savings towards a house. Now, if it's a higher amount, you have to give yourself more time to reach that goal. The problem is, crafters, y'all just go, 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 go. You don't set goals and work to reach those goals. And the lessons that you learn for reaching that first goal, you take those over into the next one. And now it's going to be easier to attain the next goal after that. And each time you're trying to elevate, it should get a little bit easier because you're not starting from scratch, but it should also challenge you. The code for the creative loungers is under welcome. She was like, wait a minute. She's like, look, I paid. She's like, wait a minute. This ain't right. But it is. It's you pay $56.30 if you're in the creative lounge. Yes, she did give her all in all of those classes. Yes, there's no code to reduce the cost of creative lounge, but once you're in the creative lounge, you get discount codes on additional classes. I'm so glad you chose to teach our demographic, and we thank you for choosing to serve us. We appreciate your dedication to the small businesses. Y'all are very welcome. All right, y'all, we are now at 2 hours. I got to go because I didn't clean up a thing, and I need to clean up. Okay. She said, circling back to this, I agree with setting goals. I set a goal for an event I did, and I exceeded that goal. So this is exactly what I plan to do with the little time I do have. One of the last things I'll say, only because, and now this one is directly to you, because I kind of sort of know like your situation. Because you are a official vendor for your sorority, and I've seen like you had some things come in. That's one of the major things that you can push. This probably should have been a big season for you because it's like homecoming season for a lot of those who do and who are authorized for Greek paraphernalia. That sorority, if they are within like the HBCUs, because like a lot of it's homecoming season for a lot of the HBCUs and things of that nature. I think other schools too, but I know for sure I'm always seeing the stuff for HBCUs, and when they're going there, they're in their gear. So this is a season that you should have been like really pushing it. If you didn't, make sure that you prepare properly for homecoming season for your sorority. Not taking on too many items, not having too many offerings. You will be able to maintain it better if you scale back. Or keep it scaled back. If you have already scaled it back, having a set of things. If you want to do it where like every quarter, every season, you're kind of offering something, you have to also plan out ahead. You can't do it when you're on top of the season. So what you want to do for winter, you might be planning in the spring, not even planning it in the fall. You may have to start thinking about it in the spring, maybe some of the fall, so that you're ready for winter, and vice versa. When it comes to like Sports Illustrated, they shoot their swimsuit editions, and them models are freezing cold. They're shooting them in the fall and in the winter for their swimsuit editions. But you have to plan ahead and keep your offerings small. You may want to sell a lot of different things instead of trying to sell all the things all at one time. Choose certain seasons to sell certain things, and that way people are looking for it when that season comes around, right? And then kind of the same thing for the custom side. There's a lot of stuff going on in the groups. Whenever I speak with you, to me, your passion is in blinging. Figure out how you can focus on just that and not feel like you have to come to that understanding that you're not losing out on anything by focusing on bling. There is a world of there's a whole market of people who want bling. They're not looking for vinyl. They're not looking for glitter. They're not looking for DTF. They're not looking for embroidery. And I know, and you also have embroidery machines. So between embroidery and bling is where your focus should be at. But then even with those, you're now scaling it down even more and really focusing on a few things and let that grow to where that be, and you are consistent with that, to where walking away from that 9 to 5 is not an issue for you, or maybe cutting back on your hours. If you have a job to where they have a part-time option, you kind of have that maybe for insurance purposes and this, that, and the third, or whatever, but your business is working to where the business now becomes full-time and somebody else's business becomes part-time. The roles can be reversed. It doesn't mean that everybody's not going to be equipped to work their business 24/7, like full-time, nothing else. A lot of people can't do that. They may still have to have something that is part-time. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who are Uber drivers, Lyft drivers. They do Instacart. So in between their slow periods, or when they don't have anything going on, so that money continues to flow, they're doing, ride shares. This economy, you might need more than one, but you cannot try to do every single thing and service every single person, every single demographic. Take the time to really plan it out, write it out, share that plan with those who can truly help you. Even if you have to pay for that, for someone to go over that plan with you. That's another issue with entrepreneurs, and people like to say small business. There are a lot of small business people that still get help and guidance. I had to do that. Pay for somebody to look at that and maybe see where some of the potential holes are. It's not to say that you have to change, because I don't always change. When people point out what might be potential holes, I'm not going to completely abandon it. I'll probably figure out, is there a way for me to do this? Or am I willing to at least try it and see? Because sometimes they're giving advice based off of their perspective and they don't fully understand, your process, your market, and things of that nature. But somebody else has to see this plan. You have to be able to articulate this plan to somebody else. And it's okay to maybe, some people say like, oh, if they're not successful, they know entrepreneurship, don't say anything to them. Sometimes they are good, because that's, especially if they're a regular person, right? They'll be able to tell you, okay, this doesn't make sense, this does, or whatever. You're not completely changing based off of that one person. But if somebody that I don't say trust, but like, just don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't take someone giving you criticism and pointing out potential holes as if they don't support you. That's another big thing. Every time someone tells y'all something that's not favorable, you instantly go to, oh, they're not supporting me. They don't want me to succeed. They're a hater. Everybody don't think like you. You're not in business for yourself. You are not selling to yourself. You are selling to others. Let me take this off the screen, because this is not just for you. So I don't want you to feel like I'm talking just to you. This is for anyone. But you are not your customer. You are not selling to you. You can have a lookalike and use yourself as, okay, how I like to shop, how I do things. I'm looking for people that think like me, and you're creating a lookalike audience, but you're not selling to you. So you have to be willing to hear what other people say. To hear the things that, like the holes that they're like, oh, well, but maybe whatever. I did this with MJ. Y'all know. I'm sorry. I know I said it's going to go. It's what I kind of get into. It's just so many things that, like, man. So if you were on my live video, someone asked about the boxes, right? I recorded it. I got to try and get the video off of that phone. So I was like, you know what? Let me ask my kid. Because as a mom, I'm like, this don't make sense. I rather just do a box, da, 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 da. So we're in the car, and I showed it to MJ. I'm recording, showing him, because I took his phone. I showed it to him on his. I'm recording it. And I was like, well, would you want to receive something like this? He was like, okay, whatever. That's pretty cool. I was like, oh, for real? So it was like all like Grinch stuff, whatever. So like we're talking about it. He's like, yeah, I really don't need, like, at first I was like, oh shit, maybe I am wrong in this, right? So I'm like, but this is why I do it. I go and I ask the 6-year-old who can, sometimes articulate, sometimes he can't. He tells me what he likes, what he doesn't like. I ask my 13-year-old. I'll ask my mom if it's something for olders. I ask people in the street, if I could pull the video from our Vivid camera, our door camera, I asked the mail lady. Me and my mom were sitting outside and she pulled up. I showed her a picture. I asked her and she was like, nope, not going to happen. I'm willing to ask others. You are servicing people, the general public. So why are y'all so afraid to get people's opinions, good or indifferent? We're not going to say bad. It might just be indifferent. But y'all are so afraid for somebody to tell y'all what they like or don't like. Then that means you're only looking for people that think exactly like you. You're trying to sell to yourself. If you do not care what people like or don't like. I don't know why y'all have like, they're hater, they're this, they're that. Like, I'm so confused about that. I welcome feedback. I'm always asking for it. My students know I had a whole session where I asked them, okay, audit me. Is there anything I could have done better to make this experience better for you? I may not apply all of them, but I can kind of think about it and maybe try it out here and there. So I have my classes have evolved. I don't mind asking for feedback. I've been designing for a really long time, but when it comes to certain ones and I'm not quite sure, I'll post it to get people's feedback on something. And I don't take it as this, whatever, like it's thepalm.com. How dare you criticize this? I take it into consideration. I write it down. 26 years in, I still am open to feedback. I may not always like it. I'm going to defend my thought process, right? I'm going to go and talk about why this is X, Y, and Z. Because I can be defensive. And in that moment, I might be defensive. But it doesn't mean that when I calm down and my guard is let down, I'm not going to really think and process what they said. And I'll apply, make any adjustments based on what I still, it's still based on me. What I feel, okay, I can accept this. I receive that. And I can make these adjustments or these changes. But I'm still open, even in my defense mechanism, to at least hear you out. In your comment about using our name and in your comment about using our name and have others does it. If we have a designer, can they claim designs? Huh? I need you to rewrite that. I'm confused. If we have a designer, can they claim designs? Oh, meaning when you have somebody else design for you? Is that what you're referring to? Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Danny, for the super chat. So it depends on the agreement that's at hand, right? I have designed for people where you guys will never know that I designed it because it was made for them. Now there's logos and stuff where, it's still like there's a release to them. And I'm able to say that, I designed the logo for this particular company because everyone's not, I don't know anyone that, do y'all think that the CEO of Walmart designed the logo? Do y'all think Walt designed the Disney logo? Do y'all think that, Mercedes CEO or the original founder designed their logo? No, they will hire someone to, design something that fits their brand. So I don't feel like I have to, what anyone should feel like they have to design their logo. I'm not looking at a logo thinking that, okay, they made that from scratch themselves. So when it comes to logos and things like that, but if I create a design specifically for someone, I don't put it on my website. I don't, especially if it's in our agreement, I don't market it. You guys will never know that I made a particular design. I've seen stuff out there. I did that once with someone for a pretzel cigar pouch. It wasn't until she told someone, In her mind, she felt like she had to tell the craft community that she didn't design it. I don't know why. It was still your idea. But I had never planned on telling anyone that I created the design. She chose to. So when I do stuff like that, if it's for you, I take no ownership of it. It's a commission job. You will go and you will sell that and do what you will with it. But then there have been others that, based off of their suggestion and them wanting something, I created a design more so off of their suggestion, but they're not going to pay me the cost for that. I'll see if I go and I do something and I cannot make any money off of it. Oh, hunty, the price ain't gonna be no $5 fiber. It ain't gonna be $25. If I am designing something for you and you do not want me to sell it to anybody else, present it, I cannot show it, I cannot take credit for it. Oh, honey, the price is starting at $153.65 and higher. Oh, no. We're not doing that for $25, $15, whatever. Oh, because I sell tempers for $13. You wanted me to design this for you for $13? No, ma'am. Everybody got access to this. I did it with the bumblebees. I did it with the school designs for. Do I have any over here? I don't have them. Hold on, I think they're right here. Oh, nope, I fibbed. They're not there. But when I designed the bumblebee and I designed the one with all the school stuff, that was at a suggestion from someone, but they're still on my website. You can go right now and go buy those digital files for the notebook covers. So it just depends on what the agreement is. And oh, I actually showed the wrong one. For those, that was like the question to that one. If those were stars, thank you so much. I'm not sure what it is because it shows nothing. Normally that happens. It's either a GIF or a star. So thank you so much for that. All right, y'all. I peripheral. I gotta go. 2017 minutes. Until next time. If you want more of this, when people ask questions, we get this energy all the time in Creative Lounge. We have pro calls at this point twice a week. Okay. We're currently on a twice a week schedule for pro calls, but then we have discussions. Last month's discussions was a lot of like we talked about the best programs, the like design programs, the facts and truths of DTF. We talked about all of the different ways for you to decorate garments. We went over Etsy versus standalone site. We had our design challenges. I'm trying to think of all of them without opening up the calendar. I know I'm missing something. Oh, cutting machines. We haven't gone over printers. It was something else, but we've gone over a lot of different subjects in the Creative Lounge. This month, it's going to be more project-based, probably. Well, not say probably, it's more project-based stuff in there. And not as much sessions based around like business type things because the pro calls are better for that. But Creative Lounge is one of the first stops. I've made that. So if you're not quite sure about like essentials and maybe you like, if you need like a little bit of everything, Creative Lounge is where you want to start at. Okay. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Don't forget to go purchase you some of the best sublimation paper on the market. Try it out at least one time, y'all. You don't have to be so like, different things, different brands. Same way we get, different brands of bread, different brands of shirts, different brands of socks. We go to McDonald's one day, Wendy's the next, the second, the third. It's okay to at least, it's not a big investment to at least try it out, okay? It's great paper, great support. You get questions answered. Along the way, we're actually revamping our Facebook page where I'm taking my own advice and instruction and really ramping up because I kind of just do everything from one platform, but segmenting things out. So I'm doing the same thing. So you're going to be able to get to like tutorials and examples and things like that on our Facebook page, but definitely check it out. We have in stock to ship it out. These are ready to ship. All right. And the fourth quarter, because we did a third quarter, we're doing a fourth quarter buy-in for tacky and for tacky rolls. So the third quarter is wrapped up. That should be in production. Hopefully it'll be here the next couple of weeks. But the fourth quarter one, that one should be going up soon for the fourth quarter pre-sale for the tacky paper. All right. Until next time, guys. Peace.